कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, अरे कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो। साहब मिले सबूरी में, अरे साहब मिले सबूरी में, मन लागो यार फकीरी में, मन लागो।
Should we pursue spiritual practice at all? Any kind?
Life itself is spiritual. No spiritual practice needs to be pursued. Life itself is spiritual. We want to embrace holiness as if life is profane. You want to go to a temple or a church as if there is some place that is not sacred. And is that not the feeling contained in building a holy place? You say this is a place where God resides, and then outside the boundary of this place, I do. By giving God a particular place, you have appropriated all other places for yourself. By giving spiritual practice a place in your life, a particular place in your life, you have appropriated all the other time and place in life to yourself. Life in total is already spiritual. There is nothing unholy about life. Every breath that you take in and exhale out is holy, is already spiritual. Now, why do you want to impose spirituality upon yourself? Why do you want to prove that you have to be doubly spiritual? You are holiness personified. But just as we act desirous in all matters of life, we act desirous of God as well. We believe that God comes to us. Firstly, we believe that God is not here, He will need to come to us. And secondly, we believe that He comes to us by virtue of our desire. Neither does He come to you, nor does He come to you because you desire Him. You are Him. He cannot come to you. Are you getting it? The more you practice God, the more you have a desire for God, the more you prove that you are godless. The more you keep taking the name of God, the more you prove that you have very little intimacy with God. You are one with God when you have forgotten everything about God. The more you take His name, the more you abuse Him. Because to appoint any name to Him is to appoint man-made limits to Him. To talk about God is to turn God into an object of talk. Your heartbeat, it stays with you. It does not shout. It does not keep crying, I am your heartbeat, I am your heartbeat. It continuously stays with you. That's how you must stay with God, continuously and quietly, without shouting, without making a show of it. And when the heartbeat starts making a show of itself, then you know that you are in danger. When a man starts making a show of God, an exhibition of spirituality, then you know that his godliness is in danger. Kindly be very cautious of those who appear to be spiritual. Spiritual clothing, spiritual names, spiritual practices. They might be 10 kilometers away, but you can still sense spirituality coming your way. Kindly be very cautious of such people. If someone appears spiritual, it is one clear guarantee, a direct proof that he is not spiritual. The very appearance of spirituality is the negation of spirituality. The more spiritual one appears, the bigger a fraudster he is. He is even trying to co-opt God and godliness for his petty ends.
You say there's no need to pursue any spiritual practice. But, so you mean that practice and live in meditation is...
What?
So what you mean is that practicing and live in meditation is...
Not needed at all. Obviously not needed at all. Your daily life is meditation. What else is meditation? To live simply is meditation. What else is meditation? Why have you pushed meditation to a corner of your day? Why do you say that you meditate for 30 minutes every day? Meditation is continuous, intimate, subtle, 24/7. Meditation is not a practice. Meditation is your very breath. This is meditation. You and I are meditating right now. And it won't end. It must not end. Is it not obvious that this here is meditation? I often ask, if you require to sit for meditation, how will you meditate while running? And life often requires you to run. I often ask, if you require to close your eyes for meditation, how will you meditate while driving? And life requires you to drive and type and walk.
But daily life is so full of stress and deadlines and targets, and I think it's just very important to take out dedicated time.
Yes, you see, the lady just said that daily life is so full of stress and deadlines and targets that it is important to take out time for meditation. Now this tells us very clearly why we turn meditation into a practice. We say that we want to continue with our daily routine of tension, of stress, of conflict, of exploitation. We cannot stop that. And to enable it to continue smoothly, I will steal 30 minutes from it. I do not have the guts to drop it totally. Instead, I will lubricate it. What will I do? I will say, okay, my life must continue as usual. My patterns must not be disrupted. My comfort must not be stolen. I will take out 30 minutes. What is this thing called taking out 30 minutes? If you really love something, do you take out 30 minutes for it, or do you live it fully? But instead we take out 30 minutes because we do not want to drop the false. We say, at best, the false will now have 23 hours and 30 minutes of my life. 30 minutes I can give to the truth. And whenever the truth is given 30 minutes of life, then this truth is worse than falseness. Don't you see that your office gives you a lot of stress? So you learn breathing to get rid of that stress. Don't you see that you have taken upon yourself a lifestyle which you should have never accepted in the first place? Now that lifestyle is giving you a hell. So you want relief from back pain, so you want relief from neurosis, and for that you learn yoga. Now instead of learning this and that, why don't you drop the life that makes you feel so bad? Nothing in the universe needs any kind of meditation or any kind of spiritual practice. Only man does. Have you ever seen a bird trying to meditate? A bird will not meditate because a bird does not follow a whimsical boss for the sake of money. You do. Have you ever seen a fish practicing some asana? The fish will never practice an asana because the fish has not taken it upon herself to somehow preserve her rotten relationships. We do that. We say all my relationships are rotten, yet I must somehow maintain them on ventilator. I'll not let them die and fall away. And the resultant stress must somehow be absorbed. So we go into spiritual practice just to enable our rubbish to continue. You know, it was such a telling piece of news a few years back. In a terrorist attack, the suicide bombers, before attacking their target, meditated for a couple of minutes. This is what the mind does. It uses meditation to enable it to achieve its petty targets. I will not drop what I am doing. I will not look at the falseness of my action. Instead, I will use breathing to calm down my mind so that I can be a better killer. That's what we also do. I won't resign from my job. Instead, in the lunch break every day, I will breathe deeply. That will enable me to absorb more rubbish from my boss. Yeah, that's the real purpose. Breathe deeply. When the boss is accusing you, deeper. Take it in.